What you talking about now, Cine? I don't know, but you're gonna get some nuggets out of it though. But first, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn that bell on. There's a new video series dropping every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the random jam session whenever I'm in my bag. You do not want to miss out. Also, be sure to check out my books, man. The link's in the description below, right along with my vegan class if you're trying to go plant-based and stay plant-based. I'm telling you, it works. Oh, and lastly, be sure to follow me on Instagram at _just_scene_. The nuggets I don't put over here, I put over there, so you can always get me when you need me. But you ain't really coming for all of that. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out. First, you feel me? We gotta, I don't even know what I'm about trying to say right now. All right, creativity, right? I think over time we lose our creative nature and shit. You feel what I'm saying? And by losing our creative nature and shit, we kind of only live life halfway and shit. You dig what I'm saying? I think one of the biggest things that I've learned and I've observed over time is that creativity needs to go with your spirituality. It needs to go with your spiritual system. So anything that kills your kills your creativity, kills your imaginative faculties and shit like that, it's gonna be limiting you and your understanding in this world, bro. For real. Cause you gotta think about it. Our creative nature, that shit dies, bro. It dies, I think, when we become teenagers, some shit like that. Not in the sense it dies, it's never there, never coming back again and shit. But I think our creative nature, it kind of dissipates from what it was. They tell you to grow up, stop acting like a kid. Well, a huge part of being a child is motherfucking having your creativity and your imagination intact. You know what I'm saying? That shit's powerful. But another piece to that power is that, you gotta start to bridge, make connectors and shit and bridge gaps. Because look at it like this. They say, children, even from a just religious aspect, they say, a child's not accountable for their sins or whatnot until up until 12 years old and shit. That's when they become the adult or whatnot. And that's a biblical thing. But then it's at some point in that same shift, that's when that's when their imagination, that's when their creativity and shit starts to die. And motherfuckers, you gotta grow up. But from that spiritual side of it and shit, it's spirituality has to go hand in hand with creativity. You feel what I'm saying? Because on that spiritual side, you see some shit that you got to be a creative motherfucker to understand. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think people get that part. So it's within the creative realm is, and then the imaginative faculty is how you're able to expand your mind. So, like I said, we put that perspective in. It's your children are connected, they're in tune, and all of this, and it's what's the missing point between a child and an adult? To where children can actually read, they can read energy, they can read people, they can do all of this shit and understand shit better than adults can. But what happens when we become an adult? Why do we lose that ability? You feel what I'm saying? Because our ability to see that is tied into our imagination. It's tied into our creativity. Whether people are willing to admit it or not, whether people are willing to acknowledge it or not, it is. You know what I mean? It's directly connected and correlated to our imagination. Because you got to think about it well, you don't got to think about it, but just from the perspective of, imagination, how imagination runs, it's if, you think of off-the-wall shit, uncanny shit, you know what I'm saying, shit that's just out of this world. But it's okay, as a child, okay, that's okay to think about shit like that. It's okay to think about monsters, goblins, ghouls, and demons and all of that shit and say, oh yeah, you can do that, believe in tooth fairies and all that shit. But as an adult, you kind of have to put that to the side. But yet sometimes we don't always... Now we put it to the side. I'm not gonna fuck with y'all today. But nah, you know what I'm saying. So as a child, we kind of put that shit to the side. You feel what I'm saying? And that kind of makes us lose connection to reality, the true reality. By the true reality, I mean connection to the spirit, connection to the essence, connection to all of the shit that is on the other side of the veil and shit. You feel what I'm saying? And it kind of seems I could be reaching, but at the same time, when people take psychedelics and they go on ayahuasca trips and different trips like that, what do they see? They see talking plants, talking trees, swirls of colors and shit like that. That's imagination, bro. You dig what I'm saying? That's imagination. So how do these psychotropic drugs, how do they take you to your imaginative space? You feel me? And they wonder why we see like fucked up shit when we cross over to that side and shit, like, because that trip brings your creativity back. It brings your imagination back. You dig what I'm saying? It brings your imagination back. Why does it die?